Hi guys, welcome to another episode of TGIF Talks with Changez. I'm your host Changez Asad, and today we're going to be discussing something very iconic, radio. My guest here, he's a fashion designer and he's a radio show host. और ये किसी भी तारुफ के मोहताज नहीं है. Give it up for Munib Nawaz. Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Very well. How are you? Right here, bro.
I'm good. How's it going?
Going very well. Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Cool.
What is
I'm
happening?
Good. I'm good. Not much. Just we're on episode 4 now, and the first episode got a lot of success.
That is awesome. Wishing you more and
Thanks.
more success.
Let's dive straight into our topic.
Okay.
So you're a radio show host, and nowadays radio's gotten very redundant because for music, well, you have Spotify, you have podcasts and talk shows. Like we're running a talk show right now. So what got you into radio?
Because this wasn't happening back then. Simple.
Yeah, but you were hosting a radio show up until a year ago in this age.
Yeah. Matlab, I started hosting, I don't know, about 8, 9, 10 odd years ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's been a while. And I hosted non-stop for about 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a while. And usse pehle, the idea was to kind of introduce so I listen to a lot of alternative music. That's the kind of lifestyle that I was into. So there's not enough representation of the alternative lifestyle in terms of music, in terms of art, in terms of pop culture, even for that matter, on the radio. So my friend, she said, okay, why don't you come in and host the show? And she's been talking to me about hosting a show for a while now. And then I finally found some time and I was like, okay, let's do this. So I wanted to represent what the brand is about, the Munib Nawaz brand, and what the alternative music and what the alternative lifestyle is all about. And that kind of made its own sort of niche and worked out really well.
Yeah, a few years ago, I also wanted to host a radio show, but I tried.
Then you looked at yourself and you said, I'm too pretty for radio.
I tried to land it this year.
Okay.
But it's gotten so redundant now. There wasn't any point. Because it wasn't as redundant even before the pandemic.
So, Changez, I would suggest not calling anything redundant.
Yeah.
Because it still exists.
Yeah, it does.
Because
We're going to talk about
you're
that.
Projecting whatever it is. So, just as an elderly, brotherly, unclely more approach. So, the thing is, these are industries that have created what we now call the podcasts and all of that stuff, right? So, radio will always hold a lot of respect for the true radio listeners, and for the newer generation, you guys will have your own language, your own mediums, your own media. So if somebody starts saying, oh, you are bad or you are bad, it's just projection. It really doesn't really get you anything. Radio is radio. So FM will always be FM. Yeah, and your digital will always be digital, and both can coexist and live happily ever after.
Yeah. So over the years, how's your journey been?
About
radio.
Radio's been awesome, and God's been very, very kind. I've got to do so my radio family had given me a lot of freeway.
Cool.
To do anything I wanted to say. We've had the most obscure conversations on my radio shows. We've had some really funny ones. We've had some really interesting guests locally, internationally. So yeah, God's been very, very kind. I really, really, really enjoyed it, except for the part of getting there and coming back from it. At times was a pain, but my timing was 6 to 8 on Fridays, so it was like a full traffic time. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I have had a great time doing it. But now I've kind of moved on from it, so there's not much that I can comment on about what is happening at the radio. But I do think it is a really important aspect of communication between music and the consumer.
Yeah. And radio has this one special type of feel, like just this one special sort of vibe about it. Like it's not the same. It's like a podcast, a talk show. I'm hosting a talk show right now.
Yeah.
But when I hear a radio show, it's literally not the same. Radio has this one unique feel to it, right?
So, yeah, I get that. And I think what you're trying to say is radio is unique and organic.
It has this one
thing
vibe
that is said will probably not be said again.
Yeah.
And it's lost in the airwaves.
Yeah.
Not like you can go back and, keep repeating the same thing on the podcast or on YouTube. So that sort of like natural organicness or the flow of life sort of situation.
Yeah.
Like if somebody hears their name on the radio, they're generally very excited about it. Because they're like, oh my God, it was my birthday. And there was like, something or the other that people message in, and when they hear their messages being played out, they do feel that sort of like an old school vibe and connect that I don't think digital provides, but I love digital as well. I think people can get to see it multiple times. So my channel on the YouTube sort of works as well. But
speaking of which, what's the most ridiculous thing a caller has said to you on radio?
I don't think I have taken. I might have said a lot of BS to the callers because I'm one of those people. I'm like, you are not important to me.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you. I will take this. This is my show. But no, I'm generally not that mean. I am. So let's be honest. No, but the thing is, I don't take a lot of calls. That's not the vibe of my show. My show is about, I would have something to talk about that weekend, and I will play that music according to that mood. It will be informative, and it will have some level of entertainment, but it will be what my friends call it, very pseudo talk.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pseudo. I'm very pseudo. I enjoy being pseudo. And I own being pseudo, so it's okay.
So no one's ever trolled you? Like callers have some
forbid
nonsense.
somebody did, man. But because I have had a very bad persona on screen.
Oh.
So what happens is, because I'd been doing a lot of TV work, which was very, very bad. So what happens is, if somebody wants to troll me, they know what's coming.
Oh my God.
And they probably have. I've just probably ignored them. I haven't had the I'm not one of those people. Oh, इसने मेरी तस्वीर like किया, इसने नहीं like किया, इसने क्या लिखा है. Even I don't care. I don't take myself seriously. I don't expect people to take me seriously.
Not giving a reaction back like Ibrahim Ali Khan.
Whoever that might be.
Yeah, I don't think you know about that. Yeah. So
Even he doesn't know. It's okay. So when you say I don't know, make sure you put his picture there.
Yeah. So you have a proper legacy on radio. Like we were talking before, and you said that you've interviewed Metallica. How was that?
It was awesome. I could have died that day. I
said, my God.
If today I shall die, I have done my fair bit of life.
मेरे पास 3 Metallica की t-shirts हैं.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
That's a good start. Can you name 3 Metallica albums though?
No.
Come on, bro. Come on, Changez. I expect better.
तो आपको कैसा लगा
30th November concert happening in Metallica.
Yeah, that's cool. तो आपको कैसा लगा interview करते?
A lot of respect for those guys, man. You have no idea the kind of humility those guys have, and the kind of work ethic those guys have, the kind of ease with which they make you almost feel like the star of the show in front of them. That is ridiculous. And they're talking about how every day after playing for like 40 odd years, they're still at the studio at 8 a.m. and playing till 5, and working through the thick and the thin, and the sacrifices and the compromises they have to make to be the band. So I'm a big fan of Metallica. I've kind of grown up listening to Metallica, not just as music but as a brand.
Yeah.
Because what they've been able to do is create a genre of music into mainstream, which is not mainstream, and made a brand that is synonymous with a genre of music.
Bilkul.
That's what Black Sabbath did, or Ozzy Osbourne did. That's what Metallica has done. They've given metal music a symbol, a brand. And I think it was possibly one of the most impeccable branding with consistency and authenticity for the past 35, 38, more than 40 years.
Yeah. तो जिस दिन आपको पता चला कि आप मेटालिका के साथ इंटरव्यू कर रहे हैं, तो आपके क्या तासुरात थे?
आऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर जिस तरह का सवाल माशाल्लाह आपने पूछा है, तो नाज़रीन और हाज़रीन के लिए मेरे लिए एक जवाब पेश करूंगा कि जब मुझे पता चला कि पहली दफ़ा मेटालिका ने हमें इजाज़त दी है कि हम उनसे जो सवालात कीजिए.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding, man. Okay. Because your question became so शुद्ध उर्दू, and I was like, okay, Metallica का बारे में हम उर्दू में बात कैसे करेंगे?
Yeah.
उसने कहा कि so is mine, bro. So is mine. But Metallica के बारे में हम उर्दू में कैसे बात करेंगे?
Yeah,
मतलब
A few minutes later.
Metallica का interview जब मैंने करना था, I was already very excited, man, because we'd been reaching out to them for about 4 months before.
Oh, okay.
And it was a time-taking process, but we had been committed. Me and there's this guy Umair who was working with me at that time.
Yeah.
He was a big metalhead fan as well, and he wanted to do this. So Shore Bazaar was his company. I think he kind of coordinated the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was fantastic work, man. I think we also ended up interviewing Paul Allender from Cradle of Filth.
Cool.
We did Max Cavalera from Sepultura and Soulfly. We did so many ridiculous interviews there. I was like, oh my God, this is... Because I've been a metal person most of my life.
Sounds fun.
Like heavy hard rock and heavy metal and death metal and obscure.
Same here.
Like, okay, cool. So we kind of reached out to Satiricons and we reached out to Moonspells.
Yeah.
And, so we did a lot of that sort of reaching out. I'm still reach out to a lot of these indie alternative metal bands across the world.
So about the local metal scene, which Pakistani metal bands do you like?
So I've been, like I said, I've been following the Pakistani music for a very long period of time, from the Barbarians back in the 80s when Asad and these guys used to like riff it out, going crazy, to then, you know, the mid-90s when the whole underground scene was happening. There was a lot of like Seattle grunge being played, a lot of like Pink Floyd being played in Pakistan with bands like Undertow. Then Fadi used to play for Farhad Humayun, so those guys really did. Ali Noor, and Ali Noor was with, who was he with? Hamza, and what was the other guy's name, man? Why am I forgetting that guy's name? Manu.
Yeah.
Those guys. So these guys, I've been a part of. So we organized one of the first sort of rock fests of Pakistan. It was Rock Fest 2K. It was 25 years ago. So that's where Entity was a separate band and Paradigm was a separate band.
Oh,
and
okay.
Nouri was a separate band.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So those guys were all together and we did that in Karachi. I used to be there. We used to have a lot of underground scene, and Islamabad has always had great underground scene in Pakistan as well. Umair Jaswal and Sarmad Ghafoor and all these guys. So Pakistan has great music.
Yeah, it does.
Great alternative music, great rock music, great pop rock music.
Yeah.
Metal is not really a genre that is truly us, but I did a show in Miami and I asked Faraz Anwar and Babar Sheikh to do my music, and they did this really fantastic sort of like very obscure metal sort of situation called Fortress of Solitude for me. It's a really, really, really cool band those guys made.
Cool. I'm more of a pop person, you know. What about you?
I just told you what I am.
Are you into pop?
I just told you where I am.
You don't like pop.
I just told you where I'm at, bro. What's my answer?
I'm talking about retro pop, like modern pop.
I do. So I love music, right? So I'm just kidding, man. So I love music. I listen to a lot of these sort of not truly pop.
Yeah.
But alternative pop is what I can still dabble into, like a lot of London Grammars and blues. So, kya hai wo? Midnight Travelers, Paper Kites, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Dermot Kennedy, Jack Savoretti. Again, the alternative in the pop situation.
Yeah.
Not Miley Cyrus, is I'm assuming. But she's done some good music as well. So I love music in general.
Same here.
So like I've heard a lot of Bach. I've heard Beethoven's. I've heard Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. I've heard
those are a bit boring.
Nayyara Noor and Madam Noor Jahan, to Metallica, to Slayer, to Pantera, and Nine Inch Nails, Creed, Pearl Jam, Moonspells. My listening is kind of diverse.
Oh, that's cool. So, you know, radio has a legacy in Pakistan. It used to be your main source of entertainment, music, news, but it isn't anymore. And I feel like this change has mainly happened during the pandemic, because even if you look at the 2010s, still, for example, if you were in the car in rush hour, you just put on radio. You wouldn't connect your phone to the car. So what do you think really changed during this period?
I think evolution has to happen.
Yeah.
You know, TV came around, radio stuck around. Radio, कुछ shows अभी भी radio पे ऐसे होते हैं, which are, you know, great.
Yeah.
Again, the thing is with the podcasts and with the sort of like comfortable listenership, like you can listen to whatever you want to listen to. as an option to the kids. I think
Yeah.
they prefer कि जी, I would rather choose what I want to engage with rather than having somebody else randomly talk about, like if I want to talk about, you know, the drugs or the politics or the ABC or the XYZ, you'd rather listen to Rich Dad Poor Dad, so you can do that.
But you know, radio had slow dopamine. You get instant gratification now if you just go to
That's the
Spotify for what you
problem,
want.
right? I
So you
don't
used to
feel
wait-
that is a problem. I just feel that that is the case of today.
You used to wait for a specific time for a specific show, and then you used to hear your song, and that gave a real value and satisfaction to that song. But you don't find that now.
Do you find peace within yourself?
No, and I think I'm
Okay,
being a bit
when you
hypocritical
do-
because I don't agree with what I just said.
There you go. So the other part of your topic was hypocrisy, right?
Oh my god.
So that's how we bring that in.
Yeah, we're not talking about hypocrisy today.
Self hypocrisy.
We're not talking about that today.
Let's do it. Let's do
No.
it. Come on.
Worldwide, it's not as redundant as it seems over here in Pakistan. Because
Why do you call it redundant here, by the way? Just to
Because-
kind of like
because
do
we
you have
hardly-
numbers on how this is not operating?
We hardly have any radios. Don't have many radio stations. There's limited programs, and FM 91, its office in Lahore is closed, and now they're recording from some house they've established. So that's the point to which radio has declined. But abroad, recently I just saw everyone is using the radio over there. Nobody connects their phone to the car.
When people start listening more, radio will start making more money. So it's a chicken and egg situation. Radio is still out there, right?
Yep,
The FM
yeah.
waves are still out there. Whether it's whatever channel, I think there are over 20 channels in Pakistan. Just
Yeah.
for your reference sake, and if you include the terrestrial ones, there'd probably be a lot more.
Yeah.
So the thing is, the radio isn't dead. It's not redundant. It is still speaking to the people that see. The thing is, you can't be speaking to everyone all the time,
Yeah,
right? Like the digital is not talking to some people,
yeah,
right? Similarly, the radio is not talking to a lot of people, but it's still talking to some people. And that communication channel will continue. Just like you said, there's a lot of demand for the retro sort of situation.
yeah. Gen Z wants to
revive.
make a retro
Haan.
comeback.
Yeah, so they're trying to connect with what they've missed out on.
Yeah,
And so uski wajah se hoga ye ki yes, they will get a pushback again. Radio will get the day
Yeah.
and the light again. And what they do then in terms of their content is going to determine the longevity and the sustainability of the
Yeah.
commercial enterprise of the radio.
but the point is, people over there have radios in their kitchens and their bathrooms in the UK,
They still do in Pakistan as well.
but they don't use it as often anymore. I mean, it's very
But
widespread over there.
It's okay. It's okay that they don't. But I'm just saying there are radios in
Yeah.
the bathrooms and in the garages and in this stuff. You go places away of
Who turns them on?
the two. मैं आपको वही बता रहा हूँ.
They're
जब
just
आप
decoration?
2-5% से बाहर निकलते हो ना,
Yeah,
जिनके पास iPhones हैं या जिनके पास Samsungs हैं या जिनके पास 4G 5G टाइप की सिचुएशन है, उसके बाहर there is still the world that listens to the radio, that
Yeah.
watches the satellite TV or not on Netflix. There's still a lot of dunya like that.
Yeah.
So अगर हम सिर्फ अपनी conversation, which is fine, like I live in a bubble, you live in a bubble, but the thing is there still is a world out there beyond the bubble.
yeah,
So उसके लिए अभी तक entertainment, communication, music, वो अभी तक नूरजहां के गाने वहाँ पे चलते हैं, वो अभी भी नैयर नूर के गाने
Yeah.
वहाँ पे चलते हैं, अभी भी नुसरत फ़तेह अली खान के गाने वहाँ पे चलते हैं. सो वहाँ की एक सेपरेट एंटिटी एक ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्ट करती है. वो हो सकता है वो
Yeah.
आपको शायद उसका एक्सेस ना हो और उसको आपका एक्सेस ना हो.
Yeah.
ये शो शायद वो लोग ना देखें.
yeah. तो आपने
ठीक है,
कभी
तो आप उनको एक्सक्लूड करके अपनी कॉन्वर्सेशन से, जब हम लोग एक कॉन्वर्सेशन शुरू करेंगे which is about them but we'll not talk about them, what that does is
Yeah.
it makes us look like a little foolish.
yeah. तो आपने कभी किसी पाकिस्तानी सेलिब्रिटी को इंटरव्यू किया?
हाँ, बहुत सारे लोग
Radio
हैं,
पर,
मेरे सारे
मतलब।
दोस्त हैं यार, मैं उनसे गपशप लगाता रहता हूँ.
Who is one celebrity you interviewed who you couldn't tolerate but you were faking a smile?
Never, I don't fake.
No,
I
that's
seriously-
not true.
मैं वो वाला आदमी हूँ, मुझे नहीं पसंद आ रहा होता, I'd be like यार listen, मुझे अब बिल्कुल नहीं पसंद आ रहे, thank you so much, खुदा हाफिज़.
But if you're on a radio show, you're not going to say that on radio.
I can say that.
Oh, really?
I'm one of those people. So my engineer was specifically instructed before I started the show. कुछ भी हो सकता है. be very careful, be very mindful. 10 सेकंड का डिले पे चलना है. अगर कोई भी अल्फाज ऐसे उल्टे सीधे निकल गए तो just be careful.
Oh my God.
So the thing is, for me, radio was not about making money. It was
Yeah.
about showing authenticity.
Yeah,
And if that is going
so
to be
real.
controlled, then I'd rather not do it.
yeah.
So like I said, I give kudos to the entire team of Radio FM 91. Those guys gave me a lot of love, a lot of support, a lot of strength
Yeah.
to do whatever I wanted to do. And if there was something that I did not want to do, they were 110% on board with it. Because if there was not something that
interesting.
represented me,
Yeah.
and they had like some brand that was trying to sell के मैं कोई ऐसा product endorse करूँ जो कि मैं नहीं करूँगा,
Yeah.
they would ask me once, and if I would say no, they would never ask me again.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
it wasn't even about the money. Like I dropped off at least 30-40 deals.
Oh my God, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no celebrity that I faked with. Yeah, because I'm not that person.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still sure that there is, but never mind. Let's
No,
get to
there
it.
isn't, bro. Matlab, why would there be? Like, I try to genuinely look for the good in other people.
Yeah.
I'm now that person. So when I was the angry Munib Nawaz,
Yeah.
that show, if you look up, was very, very angry. That was very obscure. That was, so if you look up that show before radio, that was around 2007.
I'm taking notes.
7-8 के आसपास में था, 7-8-9. I think 7-8-9 में I used
Yeah.
to host a show on Geo's ARG, Cell 224. It was very, very hardcore. So that was a different meaning. As now I've become a very different. I'd rather, help build people up rather than tear them down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, guys, now we're going to head towards our rapid fire round. I'm going to ask you a question and you're going to have to answer instantly. You can't take even a second of a pause. Ever faked excitement for a guest you secretly couldn't stand?
Didn't I just answer that, bro?
Oh my God. Which rival radio host do you secretly think is overrated?
Is overrated or better than me? I think most of them.
Name one.
I think Wes is awesome. I think Sophie is awesome. I
Cool.
think Fizza is awesome. I think so many of them, man. There's actually people that Arif Abrar is possibly one of the only reasons I became a radio host.
Yeah, but they're all awesome. Tell me one that's overrated.
I don't know who's overrated.
How many times have you replayed your own show just to hear your voice?
Never. I'm one of those idiots. I cannot stand my own voice. मैं तो अपनी
Oh.
तस्वीर भी नहीं देखता. तस्वीर खींचने के बाद मैंने कभी तस्वीर approve नहीं की. मैं कहा बस लगा दें please. अल्लाह के नाम पे.
One celebrity you've interviewed who was way more boring off air than on.
One celebrity that I've interviewed who was way more boring on it.
Off air than on.
I find interest in people. I'm a very interest-finding person.
Okay, so you're not gonna
it's
give.
I take the credit for
You're
it.
not gonna give a Sida jawab to any of our political questions.
Is this a yes or no thing? Why can't you take my answer and take it as it is?
Because you have to
Because
give,
you otherwise give me the bloody script, bro.
It's not a script. They're rapid fire questions.
So if I'm giving you the answer, then let it be. This is as rapid, as fiery as it comes to me.
I know what you're giving political answers at this point.
I'm not
sorry.
giving political answers. मैं किसका नाम लूँ? चलो, give me one person that you
What's-
think besides me who you hate.
What's your biggest pet peeve in the guest?
No, tell me who do you hate?
Let's move on.
Amongst the 4 big episodes that you shot, after me, who's the most hated one? Tell me.
What's your biggest...
Aha! Now political answers. Yeah, baby.
I'm the host. I control this show.
So you think?
Okay, so what's your biggest pet peeve in the guest?
Biggest pet peeve. Not coming on time.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a pet peeve for us as well. What's the most absurd thing a listener ever said to you on a live call?
I love you, marry me.
What the hell? When did that happen?
I don't know. It was some while ago.
Oh my God. If your mic was accidentally left on, what's one thing you hope the audience never hears you saying? Please don't say anything too vulgar. We're gonna get cancelled.
Should I say it out loud?
Don't get me cancelled. We just started this. No! We just started this show.
No, they would hear all kinds of things. So one of my shows happened, and it was a really badass show. So what happened was one of the guests just walked out of the show, and he still had the wireless mic on him, and he was like calling up other celebrities, like पता है इसको चुकवा लूंगा and we were recording all that stuff, man.
Oh my god!
And आगे से लोग हंस रहे हैं, ओ
Dude.
यार ये तो मुनीब है, खैर है, तू क्यों वहाँ टेंशन ले रहा है, हा 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 हा.
Okay, that sounds like a mess. One song you're never gonna get tired of playing on air.
Oh, so many, man.
Just name any one.
Stay, U2, Dream On, Aerosmith, Nothing Else Matters, Metallica, My Way, Frank Sinatra, so many others.
I like all those too. Okay, so
You
thank
like pop though?
I
You like pop?
I like
Do you
almost
like
all
pop?
genres. I like almost all genres. Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning into our show. Catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.